My sister excluded me from her wedding for being too blue-collar and embarrassing, despite me funding her life for years. I need classy people there, not someone who works with their hands, she sneered. When her wedding imploded, I went on vacation. My frantic family called nonstop. Until mom screamed, "Stop being such a selfish baby, it's just a wedding." Hey everyone! Before we jump into today's video, I need your help. We've noticed the channel is losing some traction, and subscribing is one of the best ways you can support us. It's quick, free, and it helps us keep bringing you awesome content. Your support means the world. Let's keep this channel growing together. Thanks so much. Now let's start the video. Throwaway account because people know my main, and this story is still blowing up locally. TLDR at the bottom. But seriously, read the whole thing because the revenge gets absolutely brutal, and the ending is chef's kiss. Obligatory, this happened a few months ago, and English isn't my first language. JK on that second part, I just suck at writing, but this story needs to be told. Also, grab some popcorn because this is going to be a long one. I'm talking War and Peace levels of family drama, except with more pettiness and a way better ending. All right, let me paint you a picture of my family dynamic so you understand just how satisfying this revenge was. I'm 29, work as a welder in Colorado, making about $85,000 a year. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. That's actually pretty good money. And you're right, I'm not rich, but I live comfortably, own my truck outright, got a decent apartment, and I've been saving up for years because I'm not an idiot with money. My sister Jessica is 26 and has been the golden child since she popped out of the womb. Our dad bailed when I was 12, and she was 9. So it's been just me, her, and our mom Linda ever since. But here's the thing that's going to piss you off. I basically became the man of the house at 12 years old. When mom couldn't afford groceries, I got a paper route, then started doing odd jobs for neighbors. When Jessica needed new clothes for school because she couldn't be seen in last season's stuff, guess who worked construction jobs after school to pay for that shit? When mom's piece of shit car broke down every other month, who do you think learned how to fix cars so we wouldn't have to pay a mechanic? That's right. Me. Always fucking me. Jessica, meanwhile, has never worked a real job in her entire life. I'm talking never. Not even a summer job at McDonald's. From the time she hit puberty, she's been obsessed with being an influencer. She's got like 3,000 Instagram followers, mostly thirsty dudes, and calls herself a lifestyle blogger or some bullshit. What she actually is a professional gold digger who's been living off sugar daddies since she turned 18. Mom enables the hell out of this because Jessica is pretty and has potential, and shouldn't have to work manual labor like some people. Yeah, she actually said that last part about me, multiple times, so for the past 11 years, I've been the family ATM. Jessica needs rent money? I pay it. Mom's behind on bills? I cover them. Jessica wants to take a content creation course that costs $2,000? Well, guess who's sophisticated enough to pay for that? I kept a running total in my head of everything I've loaned them over the years. Between rent payments, car repairs, medical bills, Jessica's shopping sprees, and various emergencies that always seem to happen right when Jessica wanted something expensive, they owe me just over $8,000. Have I ever seen a single dollar back? What do you think? But I'm the asshole for keeping track, according to them. So last year, Jessica starts dating this guy, Tyler. Dude's 34, works for some tech startup in Denver, drives a Tesla, lives in one of those fancy downtown lofts that cost more per month than I make in 2 months. Basically everything Jessica's been dreaming about since she discovered designer purses. Within 3 months of dating Tyler, Jessica's entire Instagram feed transforms. We're talking designer handbags, fancy restaurants, weekend trips to Aspen, the whole 9 yards. She starts posting shit like, finally found someone who appreciates the finer things in life, and quality over quantity always. Meanwhile, I'm still getting calls every few weeks asking for money for various emergencies. Car payment, phone bill, some expensive face cream that's gonna boost her brand. You know, essential stuff for someone who's supposedly dating a rich guy. But here's where Jessica's true colors really start showing. The moment she moves in with Tyler, after dating for 6 months, because she's brilliant, she starts acting like she's fucking royalty. Suddenly, she's too good for family dinners at Applebee's. She starts talking about elevating her social circle and maintaining her image and surrounding herself with successful people. Translation: her blue-collar family is an embarrassment. She stops calling me except when she needs money. She starts posting inspirational quotes about cutting toxic people out of your life and upgrading your energy. Real subtle, right? The worst part? She starts bringing Tyler around for family dinners, and you can tell he's looking down on all of us. Dude shows up in a $500 button-down shirt to mom's tiny apartment and spends the whole time talking about his startup and how he's disrupting the industry. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there in my work jeans after pulling a 10-hour shift, and Jessica keeps making comments about how I should dress nicer and expand my vocabulary. But I bite my tongue because family, right? Because that's what I always do. Be the bigger person. Keep the peace. Don't rock the boat. 8 months into their relationship, Tyler proposes. Ring probably cost more than my truck. Jessica posts about 47 pictures of it on Instagram with captions like, "He went to Jared, just kidding, he went to Tiffany," and finally, someone who knows my worth. The engagement party was at some fancy country club. I wasn't invited to that either, but I found out about it through Jessica's Instagram stories. She made sure to post videos of all Tyler's successful friends talking about their businesses and investments, while classical music played in the background. Real sophisticated shit. Fast forward to 3 weeks ago. I'm on my lunch break at the job site, sitting in my truck eating a sandwich and scrolling through my phone, when I get this text from Jessica. "Hey, big bro. Just wanted to let you know the wedding guest list is finalized, and we had to make some really tough decisions about who to invite. The venue has super limited space, and we want to keep things intimate and elegant. Hope you understand. Love you so much." I read that message probably 5 times before it actually sank in. Tough decisions? Limited space? I literally showed the text to my coworker Mike, who was eating lunch next to me. "Dude," Mike said, reading over my shoulder, "please tell me your sister didn't just uninvite you from her wedding via text message." "Nah," I said, still in denial. "There's gotta be some mistake. Maybe she sent this to the wrong person or something." But deep down, I knew. I'd seen this coming for months. Jessica had been dropping hints about how Tyler's family was very particular about appearances, and how she was trying to curate the perfect guest experience. She'd made comments about how she wished our family was more polished, and how embarrassing it was when people asked what her brother did for work. Apparently, being a skilled tradesman who actually contributes to society wasn't good enough for Princess Jessica's Pinterest perfect wedding. I tried calling her immediately, but of course it went straight to voicemail. Typical Jessica move. Drop a nuclear bomb and then disappear so she doesn't have to deal with the fallout. So I called my mom instead, thinking maybe she could explain what the hell was going on. "Hi, honey," Mom answered all cheerful and fake. "What's going on? Did you know Jessica isn't inviting me to her wedding?" I asked straight up, no bullshit. The pause. Jesus fucking Christ. That pause told me everything I needed to know. It was just long enough for me to realize this was real, and they'd already discussed it. They'd sat down and had a conversation about excluding me, and both of them had decided I wasn't worth including. "Oh, sweetie," she said in that condescending voice she uses when she's about to gaslight me into thinking I'm being unreasonable. "You know how expensive weddings are these days. They had to make some really difficult choices about the guest list." "Mom," I said, trying to keep my voice calm. "I'm her brother. How is that a difficult choice?" "Well, you have to understand, Tyler's family is very refined. They're trying to maintain a certain atmosphere for their special day. You know how you can get sometimes." There it was. I wasn't refined enough. I wasn't sophisticated enough. I wasn't good enough. "How I can get?" I asked. "What the hell does that mean? Remember at Mom's birthday dinner when you got into that argument with Tyler's aunt about politics?" Jessica was so embarrassed. She just wants everything to be perfect. And you know how you are when you drink. Oh, that argument. Some stuck-up bitch was going on about how manual laborers are what's wrong with America, and I politely told her she was wrong. Apparently, standing up for myself and my profession made me unsuitable for polite society. Mom, I had 2 beers over the course of 4 hours, and calmly explained why she was wrong. How is that embarrassing? It's not about right or wrong, honey. It's about keeping things peaceful and elegant. Let me get this straight, I said, feeling my blood pressure rising. I'm not invited to my own sister's wedding because I'm not elegant enough? It's not about elegant. It's about, well, the venue really is small, and they're trying to keep costs down. Mom, I interrupted. I literally just saw Jessica's Instagram post yesterday showing off the venue. She's bragging about having 200 guests. How is that small? Silence. And another thing, I continued. How are they keeping costs down when Jessica just posted about her $3,000 wedding dress, and the destination bachelorette party in Miami that Tyler paid for, and the custom flowers being flown in from some fancy place in California? More silence. Mom, I've been supporting this family financially for over a decade. I've paid Jessica's rent more times than I can count. I've covered your bills when you were short. I've fixed your cars, helped you move, been there for every crisis. But I'm not good enough to watch my sister get married? You don't need to bring up money. Why not? Let's talk about money. How much does Jessica owe me, Mom? Just take a guess. I don't know. $8,000. She owes me $8,000 that she's never even attempted to pay back. But I'm not refined enough to attend her wedding to some trust fund baby. You're being dramatic. It's just one day. Just one day. My sister's wedding was just one day that I wasn't worthy of attending. You know what, Mom? You're absolutely right. It is just one day. So I guess you won't mind if I make other plans that day. What other plans? Don't worry about it. I'm sure you and Jessica will have a wonderful time celebrating with all the refined, sophisticated people. Hope the weather's nice. And I hung up. But this time, I wasn't just angry. I was done. Completely fucking done with both of them. After that phone call, I sat in my truck for the rest of my lunch break, just processing everything. Here I was, the guy who'd been supporting these two financially and emotionally for over a decade, and they thought I was an embarrassment. They thought I wasn't good enough to be included in their lives. You know what? Fine. If they wanted to see what life was like without me, I was more than happy to show them. I spent the rest of the workday thinking about it, and by the time I got home, I had a plan. It was petty, it was expensive, and it was going to be absolutely perfect. First, I went to the bank and checked my savings account. I'd been living below my means for years, putting away money for a house down payment. The balance, $47,000. Not bad for an unsophisticated blue-collar guy who wasn't good enough for his own sister's wedding. That's when the idea really started forming. I went home and started researching. Jessica's wedding was in 3 weeks, on a Saturday. I had plenty of vacation time saved up. And you know what? I deserved a real vacation. When was the last time I'd done something just for myself? I couldn't even remember. I started looking at resorts. Not just any resorts. The kind of places rich people go to flex on Instagram. The kind of places Jessica and Tyler would go for their honeymoon. The kind of places that cost more per night than I usually spend in a month. I'd actually been looking at this one incredible resort in Costa Rica for months, just daydreaming about it after tough days at work. Adults only. All-inclusive, the works. Private villa with an infinity pool, personal butler service, gourmet meals, world-class spa treatments, private beach access. The kind of place where celebrities go to hide from paparazzi. When I called, they mentioned they'd had a last-minute cancellation for the exact weekend I needed. Must have been fate. Total cost for 2 weeks, $12,000. That's more than some people make in 3 months. It was definitely more than I'd ever spent on anything for myself. But you know what? I'd spent way more than that supporting my ungrateful family over the years. I'd earned this money working 50-hour weeks in all kinds of weather, welding structural steel for buildings that would last decades. Every dollar in that account represented hours of honest work. And if my family thought I wasn't sophisticated enough to be included in their lives, then I was going to show them exactly how sophisticated I could be when I put my mind to it. I booked the trip for the exact same weekend as Jessica's wedding. Not the weekend before, not the weekend after, the exact same weekend. If they wanted to make a statement by excluding me, then I was going to make one right back. But I wasn't done there. See, I still had access to all the family social media accounts and group chats, and I knew exactly when Jessica's wedding was scheduled, down to the minute. Reception starts at 6 p.m., dinner at 7, cake cutting at 8:30. I had some special plans for 8:30. The best part? I wasn't going to tell anyone where I was going. Let them figure it out when they saw my posts from paradise. The morning of Jessica's wedding, I was already at Denver International Airport, checking in for my first-class flight to San Jose. I'd never flown anything but economy before in my life. But you know what? I earned this. Every dollar I was spending came from years of working my ass off while supporting people who didn't appreciate me. While Jessica was probably getting her hair and makeup done at some fancy salon, I was sipping coffee in the first-class lounge, enjoying the free breakfast buffet, and watching planes take off through floor-to-ceiling windows. About an hour before my flight, I decided to post something on Instagram. Just a simple picture of my boarding pass, with the confirmation number blurred out, I'm not stupid, and the caption, "Some people think I'm too unsophisticated for their special events. Good thing there are other ways to spend a Saturday. Self-care. Know your worth." The reactions started immediately. My buddies from work were commenting things like, "Where are you going?" and "Yo, get it, bro." My cousin Danny, who I actually liked, commented, "This is gonna be good." But the reactions I was really waiting for came about 20 minutes later. Mom, where are you? Mom, Jessica's wedding is in 6 hours. Mom, this isn't funny anymore. Call me back. I didn't respond. I was too busy enjoying the legroom in first class and the complimentary snacks that were better than most restaurant meals I'd had. When I landed in Costa Rica, holy shit. I thought I was prepared for luxury, but this was something else entirely. There was a guy waiting at the airport with a sign with my name on it, wearing a crisp white uniform. He led me to a black Mercedes SUV with leather seats that probably cost more than most people's cars. The drive to the resort was like something out of a movie. Winding coastal roads with the Pacific Ocean stretching out to the horizon, tropical forests, mountains in the distance. The driver, who spoke perfect English, was telling me about all the activities available at the resort. Deep sea fishing, surfing lessons, helicopter tours, ziplining through the rainforest canopy. When we pulled up to the resort, I literally said, "Holy shit," out loud. The entrance was this gorgeous open-air lobby with marble floors, tropical plants everywhere, and a waterfall running down one wall. There were people in white uniforms everywhere, offering fresh fruit juices and cold towels. But my villa? Jesus Christ, my villa was something else. It was bigger than my apartment back home. Private infinity pool overlooking the ocean, outdoor shower surrounded by tropical plants, king-size bed with Egyptian cotton sheets, a living area with a 60-inch TV, and a mini kitchen stocked with gourmet snacks. The personal butler who came with the villa introduced himself as Carlos. Dude was probably in his 50s, spoke 3 languages, and had been working at luxury resorts for 20 years. He asked if I needed anything to get settled in. "You know what, Carlos?" I said, looking out at the ocean from my private pool deck. "I want to celebrate. It's my sister's wedding day, and I wasn't invited because I'm apparently not sophisticated enough. So let's get sophisticated." Carlos smiled like he'd been waiting his whole life to hear those words. "I have just the thing, sir." 20 minutes later, he came back with a platter of the most incredible food I'd ever seen. Fresh ceviche made with fish caught that morning, tropical fruits I couldn't even identify, artisanal chocolates, and fresh-baked bread that smelled like heaven. "This is just the beginning," Carlos said with a grin. "Wait until you see what the executive chef has planned for dinner." By this point, it was about 5 p.m. back home. Jessica's wedding was starting in an hour. I set up my phone by the infinity pool and got ready for the main event. At exactly 6 p.m. Colorado time, 8 p.m. Costa Rica time, I went live on Instagram. The sun was setting over the Pacific, painting the sky in colors I didn't even know existed. I was floating in my infinity pool with the ocean stretching out to the horizon behind me. "What's up, everybody?" I said to the camera, making sure to get the incredible view in the background. So, funny story. Today's my sister's wedding, but apparently I'm too unsophisticated to attend. Something about maintaining a certain atmosphere. I started getting viewers immediately. 20, 50, 100 people. More than I'd ever had before. Now, I could sit at home feeling sorry for myself, I continued. Or I could show y'all what real sophistication looks like. So here we are at one of the most exclusive resorts in Costa Rica, about to have the dinner of a lifetime. The comments were going crazy. People asking where I was, what happened, telling me this looked amazing. But I could see that Jessica and my mom had both joined the stream. They kept joining and leaving, probably freaking out. That's when Carlos appeared with a team of servers, carrying what looked like enough food for 10 people. We're talking lobster tail the size of my forearm, perfectly grilled steak, truffle risotto, grilled vegetables that looked like art, and desserts that belonged in a museum. "This, my friends, is what you call sophisticated," I said, holding up a piece of lobster. "Caught fresh this morning, prepared by a chef who trained in Paris. Not exactly the kind of thing you get at Applebee's." The viewer count kept climbing. 200, 300, 400 people watching. The comments were incredible. "Bro, this is amazing. Your sister is missing out. This looks way better than any wedding. You're living your best life." But I wasn't done. At exactly 8:30 p.m. Colorado time, right when Jessica would be cutting her cake, I had Carlos bring out the real surprise. The resort had a small acoustic guitar duo that performed for guests, and I'd asked them to play some beautiful Spanish music poolside. These 2 guys showed up with classical guitars and started playing the most beautiful melodies I'd ever heard. "And this," I said to the camera as the musicians played behind me, "is how you celebrate when you know your true worth." Salute to everyone who's ever been told they weren't good enough. The live stream was at over 500 viewers now, comments flying by faster than I could read them. People were sharing the stream, tagging their friends, loving the guitar music. But the best part? I could see Jessica had rejoined the stream and was watching. She watched for almost 10 minutes while I ate gourmet food and listened to live music in paradise. I ended the stream with the guitarists playing in the background and me raising a glass of sparkling cider to the camera. Remember, family isn't about blood. It's about respect. And sometimes the people who are supposed to love you the most are the ones who respect you the least. Don't let anyone make you feel like you're not enough. Peace out, beautiful people. After the stream ended, I tipped the musicians $200 cash and told them they were incredible. Then I checked my phone. 73 missed calls. 73. The messages were intense. I spent the next hour ignoring my phone and enjoying the best meal of my life while watching the sunset over the Pacific. Carlos had arranged for a private dinner on the beach with candles and everything. It was like something out of a movie. But curiosity finally got the better of me, and I started scrolling through the messages to see what kind of chaos my live stream had caused back home. The first text I saw was from Danny. Dude, call me. You broke the internet, and I think you broke Jessica too. Then Mom, call me right now. Jessica is having a breakdown. Jessica, please answer your phone. Everything is ruined. But the messages that really caught my attention were from people who'd been at the wedding. Danny, bro Tyler saw your live stream during the reception and started asking questions about why you weren't there. My cousin Sarah, Tyler's parents are pissed. They had no idea Jessica excluded her own brother. Danny again. Tyler and Jessica are arguing. This is getting bad. I called Danny because he was the only one I trusted to give me the straight story without trying to guilt trip me. Dude, he answered immediately. You're not going to believe what happened. Your live stream caused major drama at Jessica's wedding. What do you mean? Okay, so during the reception, Tyler's dad was talking to some people about family values and how important it is to stick together. Someone mentioned they saw your Instagram live stream and were asking where you were. Tyler's dad had no idea you weren't invited. Oh shit. Yeah, so he asks Jessica where her brother is, thinking maybe you were sick or something. Jessica gets all uncomfortable and tries to change the subject, but Tyler's mom starts pressing her about it. Finally, Jessica admits she didn't invite you because the guest list was too long. And Tyler's dad is confused. He's like, you didn't invite your own brother to your wedding? And Jessica tries to explain about keeping things small and elegant, but then someone shows Tyler's dad your live stream. I was grinning so hard my face hurt. No way. Dude, Tyler's dad watches your whole live stream right there at the reception, sees you in paradise with the guitar players and everything, and he's like, this is the brother you said wasn't sophisticated enough? And Jessica just starts getting defensive. It gets worse, though. Tyler comes over to see what's happening, and his dad shows him the live stream, too. Tyler starts asking Jessica about what you meant when you said you weren't sophisticated enough. And Jessica breaks down and admits she thought you'd be embarrassing because you're blue collar. Holy shit. Turns out Tyler actually grew up in a working-class family. His dad was a plumber before he started his own company. Tyler had no idea Jessica looked down on blue-collar work. He starts asking about your job, and when he finds out you make $85,000 a year as a skilled welder, he's like, what the hell is wrong with you? That's honest work, and that's good money. Then someone mentions that you've been supporting Jessica financially for years, and Tyler gets really upset. Gets upset how? He starts questioning Jessica in front of his parents about how she's been using you and how wrong it was to exclude her own brother. Jessica tries to defend herself, saying she was just trying to maintain a certain image, and Tyler's like, what kind of person cares more about image than family? This was better than I could have ever imagined. Then what happened? Tyler tells Jessica he needs some air and wants to talk privately. They go outside and have this huge argument. People could hear them yelling from inside the reception hall. Tyler comes back in about 20 minutes later looking really upset and announces that he and Jessica need to take some time to think about things and that the reception is ending early. No fucking way. Jessica comes back in crying, Tyler's family starts packing up, and half the guests leave within an hour. The whole thing just fell apart. Jessica's standing there with her ruined wedding, and meanwhile, you're in Costa Rica living like a king. Did Tyler actually call off the wedding completely? Not officially that night, but let's just say it doesn't look good for them. Tyler's been staying at his parents' house since then, and Jessica's been blowing up his phone. The rest of my vacation was absolutely incredible. I did everything. Deep sea fishing, zip lining through the rainforest, surfing lessons, daily spa treatments, helicopter tours. I ate at restaurants I couldn't even pronounce the names of and learned to appreciate wine That cost more per bottle than I used to spend on groceries in a month. But the best part was the daily updates from Danny about the chaos back home. Day 2. Tyler officially called off the engagement and asked Jessica to move out. Day 3. Tyler's family was telling everyone in their social circle exactly why the wedding fell apart. Jessica's reputation in Denver was taking a hit. Day 4. Jessica started a GoFundMe called Help Me Rebuild My Life After Wedding Disaster and raised $30. $30 fucking. Day 5. Jessica posted a long Instagram story about learning hard lessons about family and realizing what really matters. The comments were brutal. People were roasting her for excluding her own brother. But the real desperation started on day 6. I was getting a massage on the beach when my phone started ringing nonstop. I'd been ignoring calls all week, but the voicemails they were leaving were getting more and more pathetic. Jessica's voice sobbing, "Please call me back. I know I messed up really bad. Tyler won't answer my calls. His family hates me. I lost everything. I need my big brother right now. Please, I'm begging you." Mom's voice frantic. "This whole situation is spinning out of control. People are talking about our family all over social media. You need to come home and help us fix this before it gets worse." But the one that really got me was Jessica again. "I might lose Mom's apartment too. I can't pay rent without Tyler, and Mom can't afford it alone. I have nowhere to go and no money. Please, you're the only one who can help me." Oh, now they needed me. Now I was important enough to matter. On day 10 of my vacation, I was lounging by my infinity pool when I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. Against my better judgment, I answered. "Thank God," Jessica sobbed immediately. "I've been trying to reach you for over a week. Please, I need to talk to you." "What's up, Jess?" I said casually, like nothing had happened. I fucked up. Really, really bad. Tyler left me, his family won't talk to me, I lost the apartment, I have no money, no friends. I'm sleeping on Mom's couch and I don't know what to do." "That sounds rough," I said, taking a sip of my fresh coconut water. "I know I hurt you. I know I was wrong to exclude you from the wedding. I was just trying to, I don't know, fit in with Tyler's family. I thought if I could just be perfect enough." "How'd that work out for you?" Silence except for crying. "Please," she whispered. "I know I don't deserve it, but I need help. I need money for rent, for food, for gas. You're the only person I have left. Everyone else thinks I'm a horrible person." "Jessica," I said calmly, "do you remember what you told Tyler's family about your embarrassing blue-collar brother?" I didn't mean it like that. "Do you remember the $8,000 you owe me that you've never even tried to pay back? I was going to pay you back after the wedding with the gift money. Do you remember telling Mom that I wasn't sophisticated enough to attend your wedding?" She was crying harder now. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was wrong about everything. I was stupid and selfish, and I hurt the one person who's always been there for me. Here's the thing, Jess. You made it very clear that I'm not good enough to be part of your life. So why would I help you now?" "Because you're my brother. Because family is supposed to stick together no matter what." I actually laughed out loud at that one. "Family is supposed to stick together? That's interesting. Because I seem to remember you saying something very different when you excluded me from the most important day of your life." "Please," she begged. "I'll do anything. I'll pay you back every penny. I'll make it up to you. I'll tell everyone how wrong I was. I'll get on my knees and apologize publicly. Jess, you had your chance to treat me like family. You chose to treat me like an embarrassment instead. Now you get to live with that choice. But I have nowhere to go. I have no money. I haven't eaten a real meal in 3 days." Sounds like a personal problem. Maybe you should ask one of your sophisticated friends for help. "I don't have any friends left. Tyler told everyone what I did, and now nobody wants anything to do with me." Well. Looks like actions have consequences. Who would have thought? "You can't just abandon me. I'm your sister. And you're the one who decided that didn't matter when it was convenient for you. You made your bed, Jessica. Now lie in it." "But what am I supposed to do?" "I don't know. Maybe get a job? I hear restaurants are always hiring. Might be a good place to start learning about honest work." "You're really going to leave me with nothing?" "I'm not leaving you with nothing. I'm leaving you with exactly what you thought I was worth when you planned your wedding. Nothing." And I hung up. Then I blocked her number, blocked my mom's number, and spent my last few days in Costa Rica in absolute peace. When I got home, I found out Jessica had indeed lost Mom's apartment because she couldn't pay rent. She was staying in her car in a Walmart parking lot and had gotten a job at a retail store making $11 an hour. Turns out when you have zero work experience at 26, people aren't exactly lining up to hire you. She finally got the retail job after applying to dozens of places and basically begging the manager to give her a chance. Tyler had moved on and was dating someone new, a teacher who apparently appreciated that her boyfriend came from a working class background and had strong family values. He'd posted pictures with her meeting his family, with captions about finding someone who shared his values about loyalty and respect. Meanwhile, I used the rest of my savings to put a down payment on a house. Got myself a nice place with a two-car garage and a workshop where I can work on side projects. Started dating an amazing woman named Rachel who thinks it's sexy that I work with my hands and build things that last. 6 months later, I'm living my best life. I got a promotion at work, my relationship is incredible, and I've never been happier or more at peace. Jessica? Last I heard, she was still working retail and living in a studio apartment that costs more than half her income. She lost all her social media followers when the wedding disaster went viral locally, and she's apparently in therapy trying to work on herself. Mom tried reaching out a few times through other family members, but I made it clear that I'm done. Blood doesn't make you family, respect does. And I'd rather have no family than a family that doesn't respect me. The $12,000 I spent on that vacation was the best investment I ever made. Sometimes the best revenge is just showing people exactly what they lost when they decided you weren't worth keeping around.